Scene: Verona, Milan, the frontiers of Mantua. Act 1. Scene 1, Verona, an open place. Enter Valentine and Proteus. Valentine. Cease to persuade, my loving Proteus. Homekeeping youth have ever homely wits. Were't not affection chains thy tender days? To the sweet glances of thy honored love, I rather would entreat thy company, to see the wonders of the world abroad, than living dully sluggardized at home. Wear out thy youth with shapeless idleness. But since thou lovest, love still and thrive therein, even as I would when I to love begin. Proteus. Wilt thou be gone, sweet Valentine, adieu. Think on thy Proteus when thou haply seest some rare noteworthy object in thy travel. Wish me partaker in thy happiness, when thou dost meet good hap, and in thy danger, if ever danger do environ thee. Commend thy grievance to my holy prayers, for I will be thy headsman, Valentine. Valentine. And on a love book pray for my success. Proteus. Upon some book I love I'll pray for thee. Valentine. That's on some shallow story of deep love, how young Leander crossed the Hellespont. Proteus. That's a deep story of a deeper love, for he was more than over shoes in love. Valentine. 'Tis true, for you are over boots in love, and yet you never swam the Hellespont. Proteus. Over the boots, nay, give me not the boots. Valentine. No, I will not, for it boots thee not. Proteus. What? Valentine. To be in love, where scorn is bought with groans, coy looks with heartsore sighs, one fading moment's mirth, with 20 watchful, weary, tedious nights. If haply won, perhaps a hapless gain. If lost, why then a grievous labour won. However, but a folly bought with wit, or else a wit by folly vanquished. Proteus. So by your circumstance you call me fool. Valentine. So by your circumstance I fear you'll prove. Proteus. 'Tis love you cavil at, I am not love. Valentine. Love is your master, for he masters you, and he that is so yoked by a fool, methinks, should not be chronicled for wise. Proteus. Yet writers say, as in the sweetest bud, the eating canker dwells, so eating love inhabits in the finest wits of all. Valentine. And writers say, as the most forward bud is eaten by the canker ere it blow, even so by love the young and tender wit is turned to folly, blasting in the bud, losing his verdure even in the prime, and all the fair effects of future hopes. But wherefore waste I time to counsel thee, that art a votary to fond desire? Once more adieu, my father at the road expects my coming there to see me shipped. Proteus. And thither will I bring thee, Valentine. Valentine. Sweet Proteus, no, now let us take our leave. To Milan let me hear from thee by letters of thy success in love, and what news else betideth here in absence of thy friend. And I likewise will visit thee with mine. Proteus. All happiness bechance to thee in Milan. Valentine. As much to you at home, and so farewell. Proteus. He after honor hunts, I after love. He leaves his friends to dignify them more. I leave myself, my friends, and all for love. Thou, Julia, thou hast metamorphosed me, made me neglect my studies, lose my time. War with good counsel set the world at naught, made wit with musing weak, heart sick with thought. Enter Speed. Speed. Sir Proteus, save you, saw you my master. Proteus. But now he parted hence to embark for Milan. Speed. 20-1, then, he is shipped already, and I have played the sheep in losing him. Proteus. Indeed a sheep doth very often stray, and if the shepherd be a while away. Speed. You conclude that my master is a shepherd then, and I a sheep. Proteus. I do. Speed. Why then my horns are his horns, whether I wake or sleep. Proteus. A silly answer, and fitting well a sheep. Speed. This proves me still a sheep. Proteus. True, and thy master a shepherd. Speed. Nay, that I can deny by a circumstance. Proteus. It shall go hard, but I'll prove it by another. Speed. The shepherd seeks the sheep, and not the sheep the shepherd, but I seek my master, and my master seeks not me, therefore I am no sheep. Proteus. The sheep for fodder follow the shepherd for food follows not the sheep. Thou for wages followest thy master for wages follows not thee, therefore thou art a sheep. Speed. Such another proof will make me cry bah. Proteus. But dost thou hear, gav'st thou my letter to Julia? Speed. I, sir, I a lost mutton gave your letter to her, a laced mutton, and she a laced mutton gave me, a lost mutton, nothing for my labor. Proteus. Here's too small a pasture for such store of muttons. Speed. If the ground be overcharged, you a best stick her. Proteus. Nay, in that you are astray, 'twere best pound you. Speed. Nay, sir, less than a pound shall serve me for carrying your letter. Proteus. You mistake, I mean the pound, a pinfold. Speed. From a pound to a pin, fold it over and over. T's threefold too little for carrying a letter to your lover. Proteus. But what said she? Speed. Eyes. Proteus. Nod I, why that's noddy. Speed. You mistook, sir, I say she did nod, and you ask me if she did nod, and I say I. Proteus. And that set together is noddy. Speed. Now you have taken the pains to set it together, take it for your pains. Proteus. No, no, you shall have it for bearing the letter. Speed. Well, I perceive, I must be fain to bear with you. Proteus. Why, sir, how do you bear with me? Speed. Marry, sir, the letter, very orderly, having nothing but the word noddy for my pains. Proteus. Beshrew me, but you have a quick wit. Speed. And yet it cannot overtake your slow purse. Proteus. Come, come, open the matter, in brief, what said she? Speed. Open your purse, that the money and the matter may be both at once delivered. Proteus. Giving him a coin, well, sir, here is for your pains, what said she? Speed. Truly, sir, I think you'll hardly win her. Proteus. Why couldst thou perceive so much from her? Speed. Sir, I could perceive nothing at all from her, no, not so much as a ducat for delivering your letter, and being so hard to me that brought your mind, I fear she'll prove as hard to you in telling your mind. Give her no token but stones, for she's as hard as steel. Proteus. What said she? Nothing. Speed. No, not so much as take this for thy pains. To testify your bounty, I thank you, you have tested me, in requital whereof, henceforth carry your letters yourself. And so, sir, I'll commend you to my master. Proteus. Go, go, begone, to save your ship from wrack, which cannot perish, having thee aboard, being destined to a drier death on shore. I must go send some better messenger. I fear my Julia would not deign my lines, receiving them from such a worthless post. Scene 2, the same, the garden of Julia's house. Enter Julia and Lucetta. Julia. But say, Lucetta, now we are alone. Wouldst thou then counsel me to fall in love? Lucetta. Ay, madam, so you stumble not unheedfully. Julia. Of all the fair resort of gentlemen, that every day with parle encounter me, in thy opinion, which is worthiest love? Lucetta. Please you, repeat their names, I'll show my mind, according to my shallow, simple skill. Julia. What think'st thou of the fair Sir Eglamour? Lucetta. As of a knight well-spoken, neat and fine. But were I you, he never should be mine. Julia. What think'st thou of the rich Mercatio? Lucetta. Well of his wealth, but of himself so-so. Julia. What think'st thou of the gentle Proteus? Lucetta. Lord, Lord, to see what folly reigns in us. Julia. How now, what means this passion at his name? Lucetta. Pardon, dear madam, 'tis a passing shame, that I, unworthy body as I am, should censure thus on lovely gentlemen. Julia. Why not on Proteus, as of all the rest? Lucetta. Then thus, of many good I think him best. Julia. Your reason. Lucetta. I have no other but a woman's reason. I think him so, because I think him so. Julia. And wouldst thou have me cast my love on him? Lucetta. Ay, if you thought your love not cast away. Julia. Why, he of all the rest hath never moved me. Lucetta. Yet he of all the rest, I think best loves ye. Julia. His little speaking shows his love but small. Lucetta. Fire that's closest kept burns most of all. Julia. They do not love that do not show their love. Lucetta. Oh, they love least that let men know their love. Julia. I would I knew his mind. Lucetta. Peruse this paper, madam. Gives her a letter. Julia. To Julia say from whom? Lucetta. That the contents will show. Julia. Say who gave it thee? Lucetta. Sir Valentine's page, and sent, I think, from Proteus. He would have given it you, but I, being in the way, did in your name receive it. Pardon the fault, I pray. Julia. Now by my modesty, a goodly broker, dare you presume to harbor wanton lines, to whisper and conspire against my youth? Now trust me, 'tis an office of great worth, and you an officer fit for the place. There take the paper, see it be returned, or else return no more into my sight. Lucetta. To plead for love deserves more fee than hate. Julia. Will ye be gone? Lucetta. That you may ruminate. Julia. And yet I would I had o'erlooked the letter. It were a shame to call her back again, and pray her to a fault for which I chid her. What fool is she that knows I am a maid, and would not force the letter to my view, since maids in modesty say no to that which they would have the proffer construe. Aye. Fie, how wayward is this foolish love, that like a testy babe will scratch the nurse, and presently, all humbled, kiss the rod. How churlishly I chid Lucetta hence, when willingly I would have had her here. How angrily I taught my brow to frown, when inward joy enforced my heart to smile. My penance is to call Lucetta back, and ask remission for my folly past. What ho, Lucetta! Enter Lucetta. Lucetta. What would your ladyship? Julia. Is tea near dinner time? Lucetta. I would it were, that you might kill your stomach on your meat, and not upon your maid. Drops and picks up the letter. Julia. What is't that you took up so gingerly? Lucetta. Nothing. Julia. Why didst thou stoop then? Lucetta. To take a paper up that I let fall. Julia. And is that paper nothing? Lucetta. Nothing concerning me. Julia. Then let it lie for those that it concerns. Lucetta. Madam, it will not lie where it concerns, unless it have a false interpreter. Julia. Some love of yours hath writ to you in rhyme. Lucetta. That I might sing it, madam, to a tune. Give me a note your ladyship can set. Julia. As little by such toys as may be possible. Best sing it to the tune of Light O Love. Lucetta. It is too heavy for so light a tune. Julia. Heavy, belike it hath some burden then. Lucetta. Aye, and melodious were it, would you sing it. Julia. And why not you? Lucetta. I cannot reach so high. Julia. Let's see your song, taking the letter. How now, minions? Lucetta. Keep tune there still, so you will sing it out. And yet methinks I do not like this tune. Julia. You do not. Lucetta. No, madam, it is too sharp. Julia. You minion are too saucy. Lucetta. Nay, now you are too flat, and mar the concord with too harsh a descant. There wanteth but a mean to fill your song. Julia. The mean is drowned with your unruly bass. Lucetta. Indeed, I bid the bass for Proteus. Julia. This babble shall not henceforth trouble me. Here is a coil with protestation, tears the letter. Go, get you gone, and let the papers lie. You would be fingering them to anger me. Lucetta. She makes it strange, but she would be best pleased to be so angered with another letter. Julia. Nay, would I were so angered with the same. O hateful hands, to tear such loving words. Injurious wasps, to feed on such sweet honey. and kill the bays that yield it with your stings. I'll kiss each several paper for amends. Look, here is writ, kind Julia, unkind Julia. As in revenge of thy ingratitude, I throw thy name against the bruising stones, trampling contemptuously on thy disdain. And here is writ, love-wounded Proteus. Poor wounded name, my bosom as a bed shall lodge thee till thy wound be throughly healed. And thus I searched with a sovereign kiss, but twice or thrice was Proteus written down. Be calm, good wind, blow not a word away, till I have found each letter in the letter, except mine own name, that some whirlwind bear unto a ragged, fearful, hanging rock, and throw it thence into the raging sea. Lo, here in one line is his name twice writ. Poor forlorn Proteus, passionate Proteus, to the sweet Julia that I'll tear away. And yet I will not, sith so prettily he couples it to his complaining names. Thus will I fold them one upon another. Now kiss, embrace, contend, do what you will. Enter Lucetta. Lucetta. Madam, dinner is ready, and your father stays. Julia. Well, let us go. Lucetta. What shall these papers lie like telltales here? Julia. If you respect them, best to take them up. Lucetta. Nay, I was taken up for laying them down. Yet here they shall not lie, for catching cold. Picks up pieces of the letter. Julia. I see you have a month's mind to them. Lucetta. Ay, madam, you may say what sights you see. I see things too, although you judge I wink. Julia. Come, come, wilt please you go. Scene 3, the same, a room in Antonio's house. Enter Antonio and Pantino. Antonio. Tell me, Pantino, what sad talk was that, wherewith my brother held you in the cloister? Pantino. 'Twas of his nephew Proteus, your son. Antonio. Why, what of him? Pantino. He wondered that your lordship would suffer him to spend his youth at home, while other men of slender reputation put forth their sons to seek preferment out, some to the wars to try their fortune there, some to discover islands far away, some to the studious universities. For any or for all these exercises, he said that Proteus your son was meet, and did request me to importune you, to let him spend his time no more at home, which would be great impeachment to his aim, in having known no travel in his youth. Antonio. Nor needst thou much importune me to that, whereon this month I have been hammering. I have considered well his loss of time, and how he cannot be a perfect man, not being tried and tutored in the world. Experience is by industry achieved, and perfected by the swift course of time. Then tell me whither were I best to send him? Pantino. I think your lordship is not ignorant how his companion, youthful Valentine, attends the emperor in his royal court. Antonio. I know it well. Pantino. 'Twere good, I think, your lordship sent him thither. There shall he practice tilts and tournaments, hear sweet discourse, converse with noblemen, and be an eye of every exercise, worthy his youth and nobleness of birth. Antonio. I like thy counsel, well hast thou advised, and that thou mayst perceive how well I like it. The execution of it shall make known, even with the speediest expedition. I will dispatch him to the emperor's court. Pantino. Tomorrow may it please you, Don Alphonse, with other gentlemen of good esteem, are journeying to salute the emperor, and to commend their service to his will. Antonio. Good company, with them shall Proteus go. Enter Proteus, reading a letter. And in good time, now will we break with him. Proteus. Sweet love, sweet lines, sweet life. Here is her hand, the agent of her heart. Here is her oath for love, her honor's pawn. Oh, that our fathers would applaud our loves, to seal our happiness with their consents. O heavenly Julia. Antonio. How now, what letter are you reading there? Proteus. May't please your lordship, 'tis a word or two of commendations sent from Valentine, delivered by a friend that came from him. Antonio. Lend me the letter, let me see what news. Proteus. There is no news, my lord, but that he writes how happily he lives, how well beloved, and daily graced by the emperor, wishing me with him, partner of his fortune. Antonio. And how stand you, affected to his wish? Proteus. As one relying on your lordship's will, and not depending on his friendly wish. Antonio. My will is something sorted with his wish. Muse not that I thus suddenly proceed. For what I will, and there an end. I am resolved that thou shalt spend some time with Valentinus in the emperor's court. What maintenance he from his friends receives, like exhibition thou shalt have from me. Tomorrow be in readiness to go. Excuse it not, for I am peremptory. Proteus. My lord, I cannot be so soon provided. Please you deliberate a day or two. Antonio. Look what thou want'st shall be sent after thee. No more of stay, tomorrow thou must go. Come on, Pantino, you shall be employed to hasten on his expedition. Exeunt Antonio and Pantino. Proteus. Thus have I shunned the fire for fear of burning, and drenched me in the sea where I am drowned. I feared to show my father Julia's letter, lest he should take exceptions to my love, and with the vantage of mine own excuse, hath he accepted most against my love. Oh, how this spring of love resembleth the uncertain glory of an April day, which now shows all the beauty of the sun, and by a cloud takes all away. Enter Pantino. Pantino. Sir Proteus, your father calls for you. He is in haste, therefore I pray you go. Proteus. Why this it is, my heart accords thereto, and yet 1,000 times it answers, no. Act 2. Scene 1, Milan, a room in the Duke's palace. Enter Valentine and Speed. Speed. Sir, your glove. Valentine. Not mine, my gloves are on. Speed. Why then this may be yours, for this is but one. Valentine. Ha, let me see, I give it me, it's mine. Sweet ornament that decks a thing divine. Ah, Silvia, Silvia. Speed. Madam Silvia, Madam Silvia. Valentine. How now, sirrah? Spade. She is not within hearing, sir. Valentine. Why, sir, who bade you call her? Spade. Your worship, sir, or else I mistook. Valentine. Well, you'll still be too forward. Spade. And yet I was last chidden for being too slow. Valentine. Go to, sir, tell me, do you know Madam Silvia? Spade. She that your worship loves. Valentine. Why, how know you that I am in love? Spade. Mary, by these special marks. First, you have learned, like Sir Proteus, to wreathe your arms like a malcontent, to relish a love song like a robin redbreast, to walk alone like one that had the pestilence, to sigh like a schoolboy that had lost his ABC, to weep like a young wench that had buried her grandam, to fast like one that takes diet, to watch like one that fears robbing, to speak puling like a beggar at Hallowmas. You were wont when you laughed to crow like a cock, when you walked to walk like one of the lions. When you fasted, it was presently after dinner. When you looked sadly, it was for want of money. And now you are metamorphosed with a mistress that, when I look on you, I can hardly think you my master. Valentine. Are all these things perceived in me? Spade. They are all perceived without ye. Valentine. Without me they cannot. Spade. Without you, nay, that's certain, for without you were so simple none else would. But you are so without these follies, that these follies are within you, and shine through you like the water in an urinal, that not an eye that sees you, but is a physician to comment on your malady. Valentine. But tell me, dost thou know my lady Silvia? Spade. She that you gaze on, so as she sits at supper. Valentine. Hast thou observed that, even she I mean? Spade. Why, sir, I know her not. Valentine. Dost thou know her by my gazing on her, and yet know'st he her not? Spade. Is she not hard-favoured, sir? Valentine. Not so fair, boy, as well-favoured. Spade. Sir, I know that well enough. Valentine. What dost thou know? Spade. That she is not so fair as, of you, well-favoured. Valentine. I mean that her beauty is exquisite, but her favour infinite. Spade. That's because the one is painted, and the other out of all count. Valentine. How painted, and how out of count? Spade. Marry, sir, so painted to make her fair, that no man counts of her beauty. Valentine. How esteem'st thou me, I account of her beauty? Spade. You never saw her, since she was deformed. Valentine. How long hath she been deformed? Spade. Ever since you loved her. Valentine. I have loved her ever since I saw her, and still I see her beautiful. Spade. If you love her, you cannot see her. Valentine. Why? Spade. Because love is blind. Oh, that you had mine eyes, or your own eyes had the lights they were wont to have when you chid at Sir Proteus for going unguarded. Valentine. What should I see then? Spade. Your own present folly and her passing deformity, for he, being in love, could not see to garter his hose, and you, being in love, cannot see to put on your hose. Valentine. Belike, boy, then you are in love, for last morning you could not see to wipe my shoes. Spade. True, sir, I was in love with my bed. I thank you, you swinged me for my love, which makes me the bolder to chide you for yours. Valentine. In conclusion, I stand affected to her. Speed. I would you were set, so your affection would cease. Valentine. Last night she enjoined me to write some lines to one she loves. Speed. And have you? Valentine. I have. Speed. Are they not lamely writ? Valentine. No, boy, but as well as I can do them. Peace, here she comes. Enter Silvia. Speed. O excellent motion, O exceeding puppet. Now will he interpret to her. Valentine. Madam and mistress, 1,000 good morrows. Speed. Oh, give ye good e'en, here's 1,000,000 of manners. Silvia. Sir Valentine and servant, to you 2,000. Speed. He should give her interest, and she gives it him. Valentine. As you enjoined me, I have writ your letter. Unto the secret, nameless friend of yours, which I was much unwilling to proceed in. But for my duty to your ladyship, gives her a letter. Silvia. I thank you, gentle servant, 'tis very clerkly done. Valentine. Now trust me, madam, it came hardly off. For, being ignorant to whom it goes, I writ at random, very doubtfully. Silvia. Perchance you think too much of so much pains. Valentine. No, madam, so instead you, I will write. Please you command, 1,000 times as much. And yet. Silvia. A pretty period, well, I guess the sequel. And yet I will not name it, and yet I care not. And yet take this again. Offers him the letter. And yet I thank you. Meaning henceforth to trouble you no more. Speed. And yet you will, and yet another, yet. Valentine. What means your ladyship, do you not like it? Silvia. Yes, yes, the lines are very quaintly writ. But since unwillingly, take them again. Nay, take them. Offers the letter again. Valentine. Madam, they are for you. Silvia. Aye, you writ them, sir, at my request. But I will none of them, they are for you. I would have had them writ more movingly. Valentine. Please you, I'll write your ladyship another. Silvia. And when it's writ, for my sake read it over. And if it please you so, if not, why so? Valentine. If it please me, madam, what then? Silvia. Why, if it please you, take it for your labor. And so good morrow, servant. Speed. O just unseen, inscrutable, invisible. As a nose on a man's face, or a weathercock on a steeple. My master sues to her, and she hath taught her suitor. He being her pupil, to become her tutor. O excellent device, was there ever heard a better? That my master, being scribe, to himself should write the letter. Valentine. How now, sir, what are you reasoning with yourself? Speed. Nay, I was rhyming, 'tis you that have the reason. Valentine. To do what? Speed. To be a spokesman from Madam Silvia. Valentine. To whom? Speed. To yourself, why she woos you by a figure. Valentine. What figure? Speed. By a letter, I should say. Valentine. why she hath not writ to me. Speed. What needs she when she hath made you write to yourself? Why do you not perceive the jest? Valentine. No, believe me. Speed. No believing you indeed, sir, but did you perceive her earnest? Valentine. She gave me none, except an angry word. Speed. Why she hath given you a letter. Valentine. That's the letter I writ to her friend. Speed. And that letter hath she delivered, and there an end. Valentine. I would it were no worse. Speed. I'll warrant you 'tis as well. For often have you writ to her, and she, in modesty, or else for want of idle time, could not again reply, or fearing else some messenger that might her mind discover, herself hath taught her love himself to write unto her lover. All this I speak in print, for in print I found it. Why muse you, sir? 'Tis dinner time. Valentine. I have dined. Speed. I but hearken, sir, though the chameleon love can feed on the air, I am one that am nourished by my victuals, and would fain have meat. Oh, be not like your mistress, be moved, be moved. Scene 2, Verona, a room in Julia's house. Enter Proteus and Julia. Proteus. Have patience, gentle Julia. Julia. I must, where is no remedy. Proteus. When possibly I can, I will return. Julia. If you turn not, you will return the sooner. Keep this remembrance for thy Julia's sake. Gives him a ring. Proteus. Why then we'll make exchange. Here, take you this. Gives her a ring. Julia. And seal the bargain with a holy kiss. Proteus. Here is my hand for my true constancy. And when that hour o'erslips me in the day, wherein I sigh not, Julia, for thy sake, the next ensuing hour some foul mischance torment me for my love's forgetfulness. My father stays my coming, answer not. The tide is now, nay, not thy tide of tears. That tide will stay me longer than I should. Julia, farewell. What, gone without a word? I so true love should do, it cannot speak. For truth hath better deeds than words to grace it. Enter Pantino. Pantino. Sir Proteus, you are stayed for. Proteus. Go, I come, I come. Alas, this parting strikes poor lovers dumb. Scene 3, the same, a street. Enter Lance with his dog Crab. Lance. Nay, 'twill be this hour ere I have done weeping. All the kind of the lances have this very fault. I have received my proportion, like the prodigious sun, and am going with Sir Proteus to the imperial's court. I think Crab my dog be the sourest-natured dog that lives. My mother weeping, my father wailing, my sister crying, our maid howling, our cat wringing her hands, and all our house in a great perplexity. Yet did not this cruel-hearted cur shed one tear. He is a stone, a very pebble stone, and has no more pity in him than a dog. A Jew would have wept to have seen our parting. Why, my grandam, having no eyes, look you, wept herself blind at my parting. Nay, I'll show you the manner of it. This shoe is my father. No, this left shoe is my father. No, no, this left shoe is my mother. Nay, that cannot be so neither. Yes, it is so, it is so, it hath the worser soul. This shoe with the hole in it is my mother, and this my father. A vengeance on their teas. Now, sir, this staff is my sister, for look you, she is as white as a lily and as small as a wand. This hat is Nan, our maid. I am the dog. No, the dog is himself, and I am the dog. Oh, the dog is me, and I am myself. I so. Now come I to my father. Father, your blessing. Now should not the shoe speak a word for weeping. Now should I kiss my father. Well, he weeps on. Now come I to my mother. Oh, that she could speak now like a wood woman. Well, I kiss her. Why, there 'tis, here's my mother's breath up and down. Now come I to my sister. Mark the moan she makes. Now the dog all this while sheds not a tear nor speaks a word, but see how I lay the dust with my tears. Enter Pantino. Pantino. Lance away, away, aboard, thy master is shipped, and thou art to post after with oars. What's the matter? Why weep'st thou, man? Away, ass, you'll lose the tide if you tarry any longer. Lance. It is no matter if the tide were lost, for it is the unkindest tide that ever any man tied. Pantino. What's the unkindest tide? Lance. Why, he that's tied here, Crab my dog. Pantino. Tut man, I mean thou'lt lose the flood, and in losing the flood lose thy voyage, and in losing thy voyage lose thy master, and in losing thy master lose thy service, and in losing thy service, why dost thou stop my mouth? Lance. For fear thou shouldst lose thy tongue. Pantino. Where should I lose my tongue? Lance. In thy tail. Pantino. In thy tail. Lance. Lose the tide, and the voyage, and the master, and the service, and the tide. Why, man, if the river were dry, I am able to fill it with my tears. If the wind were down, I could drive the boat with my sighs. Pantino. Come, come away, man, I was sent to call thee. Lance. Sir, call me what thou dost. Pantino. Wilt thou go? Lance. Well, I will go. Scene 4, Milan, a room in the Duke's palace. Enter Valentine, Silvia, Thurio, and Speed. Silvia. Servant. Valentine. Mistress. Speed. Master, Sir Thurio frowns on you. Valentine. Aye, boy, it's for love. Speed. Not of you. Valentine. Of my mistress, then. Speed. 'Twere good you knocked him. Silvia. Servant, you are sad. Valentine. Indeed, madam, I seem so. Thurio. Seem you that you are not. Valentine. Haply I do. Thurio. So do counterfeits. Valentine. So do you. Thurio. What seem I that I am not? Valentine. Wise. Thurio. What instance of the contrary? Valentine. Your folly. Thurio. And how quote you my folly? Valentine. I quote it in your jerkin. Thurio. My jerkin is a doublet. Valentine. Well then, I'll double your folly. Thurio. Hold. Silvia. What angry Sir Thurio, do you change colour? Valentine. Give him leave, madam, he is a kind of chameleon. Thurio. That hath more mind to feed on your blood than live in your air. Valentine. You have said so. Thurio. I, sir, and done too, for this time. Valentine. I know it well, sir, you always end ere you begin. Silvia. A fine volley of words, gentlemen, and quickly shot off. Valentine. 'Tis indeed, madam, we thank the giver. Silvia. Who is that servant? Valentine. Yourself, sweet lady, for you gave the fire. Sir Thurio borrows his wit from your ladyship's looks, and spends what he borrows kindly in your company. Thurio. Sir, if you spend word for word with me, I shall make your wit bankrupt. Valentine. I know it well, sir. You have an exchequer of words, and I think no other treasure to give your followers, for it appears by their bare liveries that they live by your bare words. Silvia. No more, gentlemen, no more. Here comes my father. Enter Duke. Duke. Now, daughter Silvia, you are hard beset. Sir Valentine, your father is in good health. What say you to a letter from your friends? Of much good news. Valentine. My lord, I will be thankful to any happy messenger from thence. Duke. Know ye Don Antonio, your countryman? Valentine. I, my good lord, I know the gentleman to be of worth and worthy estimation, and not without desert so well reputed. Duke. Hath he not a son? Valentine. I, my good lord, a son that well deserves the honor and regard of such a father. Duke. You know him well. Valentine. I knew him as myself, for from our infancy we have conversed and spent our hours together. And though myself have been an idle truant, omitting the sweet benefit of time, to clothe mine age with angel-like perfection, yet hath Sir Proteus, for that's his name, made use and fair advantage of his days. His years but young, but his experience old. His head unmellowed, but his judgment ripe. And in a word, for far behind his worths comes all the praises that I now bestow. He is complete in feature and in mind, with all good grace to grace a gentleman. Duke. Beshrew me, sir, but if he make this good, he is as worthy for an empress' love as meet to be an emperor's counselor. Well, sir, this gentleman is come to me with commendation from great potentates, and here he means to spend his time a while. I think 'tis no unwelcome news to you. Valentine. Should I have wished a thing, it had been he.